Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and to a new episode of Beauty Lies Within Us. Today I'll be reviewing and also giving a demonstration for the new Hudabeauty Faux Filter Foundation as well as the primer that is sold to complement the product. So keep watching. So the Faux Filter Foundation comes in this lovely bottle, 35 ml, which is quite good because normally the foundations are around 30 ml. The bottle has simple classic lines. It's made of plastic, which is nice, although it appears to be glass, but it's plastic, so it's really handy to travel. It comes with a pump, right? So you can get really the exact quantity that you require, which is very important when you're applying foundation, because a little extra could look a lot more, right? The price of the foundation in Sephora Dubai was 185 dirhams, which is on par with the other foundations. And the primer I found was a little bit steep. That was around 155 dirhams, and thought, okay, let me make do without it. There were so many other primers lying at home. But then I did go ahead and pick it up because I thought, let me see if they are made to be compatible and complement each other. Then I might as well see how it turns out wearing them together. When buying a foundation, the two most important things to keep in mind is, one, to get the correct color. I can't stress how important this point is, otherwise you can end up like a scarecrow, which we don't want. The second important point is to get the right coverage, and by the right coverage I mean the right consistency for your skin type. So let's talk about point number one a little bit more in detail. Getting the shade right. There are 30 different shades of the Faux Filter Foundation, and Hudabeauty insists that there's definitely one out there that will suit your skin color. However, let me make this very, very clear. For all those people that intend to buy your foundation online, it is a complete no-no. It will be a disaster, because no matter how the colors might look on your computer screen, it may turn out to be completely different when you actually get it and apply it on your skin. So most of the time I have heard that people who buy their foundations online mess up and end up throwing the foundation in the bin or giving it to someone else. A strange fact that I've heard about this foundation, and I'm going to check it out for myself and then let you know, is that a lot of people have realized that the color actually oxidizes over a period of time. So if you have actually bought a little shade lighter, then they claim that after a couple of hours the color actually does oxidize and look a bit better. Coming to the second point, coverage. Now, I personally am not fond of thick foundations because I feel that although it might look good as soon as you apply it, after a couple of hours, it tends to accentuate the fine lines and the wrinkles. It makes you look older, and it makes you look extremely tired after a short period of time. So normally I have stayed away from these kind of thick foundations, unless of course I am going out to a party and I really need very thick and good coverage. However, on a daily basis, I prefer to use something lighter. I spoke about my Clarins Foundation Compact, which I use every day to go to work, and it is also extremely long lasting. And if you are not so young, okay, I think that using a very thick and heavy foundation always tends to make you look older and more tired than you actually even are. Okay, so let's go ahead and actually see now whether this Faux Filter foundation keeps its promise and acts like a real live filter. Basically, magic. I have moisturized my face and I'm going to now take the primer, which also has a little pump, which is handy so that you don't take too much product. I'm going to just apply a little bit all over my face and also important on my neck area. Feels amazing actually. It is so velvety, and I have only taken one drop for my whole face, entire face, and one drop for my neck, and it really feels nice. Okay, so step number 1 was good. For the foundation, I'm actually going to apply it in 2 ways. So she sells it with a foundation brush, but I never bought it because I've got enough of these babies at home. The one I'm going to use today is the Zoeva 109 Fades Paint Brush. I'm going to only use it on half of my face. On the other half of my face, I'm going to use the Bling Ring sponge. And so since I've been warned time and time again that this foundation is very thick, I'm going to use only a very small amount. So I'm going to take first 1 pump, which is actually quite a large amount, and the consistency is quite fluidy, I think. So what I'll do is I'll apply that on one side of my face. Actually, it's a lot, so I'll just use it for the whole face. Wow, 1 pump is a lot. I can actually do my whole face with it. Yeah, that's a lot of product in 1 pump, so anything more than that would be too much. So as I said, I'm going to use the brush on one side. Okay, yeah, it's thick, it's thick. And you know what? I think that I have used too much product. This toasted coconut color, which I have chosen, is 240N, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 240N. I think it's actually a bit too light for my skin. But as I said earlier, they say that it oxidizes over a period of time. So I'm gonna let you know on that point. It doesn't really spread well. It kind of is thick, so it doesn't spread evenly, I feel. At least not with the brush. I don't know how it would be with a damp sponge. We will take a look now shortly. So the other side of my face, I am going to use the sponge, as I mentioned. I don't know, it's feeling difficult to spread over the face. Wow, it doesn't spread well. it just kind of clings to the area where I apply it. Now this foundation is supposed to basically be used by itself because it's so thick. So it basically, you're not supposed to need a concealer nor powder. It does have a very powdery texture to it. It is quite matte, I must agree. I have quite oily skin, so normally I always use powder with foundation. But you know, in all honesty, I think that it did look better with the brush. At least I could apply it better with the brush. With the sponge, I feel the coverage is not good enough, and I would definitely need a concealer for the dark circle and the blemishes. Can you see how it looks better on this side than it does on the side where I've used the beauty sponge? So that's the difference between the two. Maybe if I had applied a little bit more of the product, maybe the coverage would have been better on the blemishes. But since I haven't, I have just applied a little bit of my Naked Skin concealer in light warm. I am contemplating whether I should go ahead and put a little bit of powder, although it feels quite matte. It does feel matte, but in some areas it is a little bit sticky. So although it looks fine now, I'm not really sure how long this will hold up. I'm going to lightly dust this now with my Inglow loose powder. Not too much, just a little bit to kind of press it down. That works well. Okay, now I'm going to leave you guys. I am going to apply my blush and my contour, and I will be back and let's see how it works out. Okay guys, so this is the final look. What do you think? I have done the contouring with Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit in light to medium. I have used a highlighter from the Glow Kit, Anastasia Beverly Hills again. And the lipstick I have used here is the Hudabeauty Liquid Matte in Gossip Girl. Now what we have to see is how long lasting is this foundation in reality. So I'm actually going to go for a walk in the Dubai heat. The time right now is, wow, it's actually 12 noon. Excellent. So I know that's a bit of a rough test, but still, I'm going to take a walk and I'm going to see how it lasts for at least an hour or two, and then I will be back again and we will take a look to see if it has been able to endure the heat as well as the time. Oh, the heat in Dubai. It's not even summer, it's October. Anyway, after working in the heat for quite some time, plus now it's almost, wow guys, it's 5 o'clock. So, well, I think it still looks pretty much okay. I've become a little bit oily in patches, but I guess that happens with most foundations. I don't think I need any more touch up of loose powder, so I think it's held up quite well. I would not like to wear it on an everyday basis, no, because it's just too thick for my liking. But yes, to go clubbing for an evening out, I would like to use this for sure. So guys, as I said, I give it a thumbs up. I love the primer, by the way. I think that's one of the reasons why the texture is so good of the foundation. So if you're going to buy the foundation, make sure to buy the primer too. Okay guys, hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and like, subscribe and share. See you next time.